Today we're going to start talking about writing a birth plan. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie. I'm a midwife and I've been attending births for over a decade in the hospital, home, and birth center setting. So needless to say, I've seen a lot. Never will I say I have seen it all. So today we're going to start by talking about writing a birth plan. Before you grab a pen and paper, know that starting to even think about birth planning, you want to find a provider who aligns with your goals. So if you are high risk for whatever reason, medical history, family history, previous birth related history, you're going to want to start, or you're going to probably want to find an OB who is going to be more medically minded, more on top of testing, more likely to do interventions. Obstetricians are typically who you will see if you are planning a hospital birth. Now, you also could have the option of seeing a midwife if you are planning a hospital birth, depending on your setting. But midwives are more likely to be your provider if you're planning a home or a birth center birth. If you are planning a more natural birth, you're hoping for less intervention, you're hoping maybe to avoid a C-section, you're probably going to want to start with a midwife. Now, midwives are really beneficial because they will typically take the time during prenatals to be a little bit more thorough with education and helping you support your body to give birth. The thing I've always said about obstetricians is they are great when you need them and they are great in emergencies, but they specialize in surgeries and medicalized care. Because of this, they are able to deliver your baby at the end of your pregnancy, whether it's by using forceps, a vacuum, or a C-section. So they are not going to spend as much time educating people on the process of birth if you're hoping for a natural, less intervention birth. Now, some people are hoping for a more natural birth, but be it lack of access or the location or insurance, maybe you are just going to end up with an obstetrician because that's who your insurance covers. Or maybe you prefer a midwife, but there's just not any in your area. Now, that is a good time to consider hiring a doula. Doulas are a great resource for women and people giving birth to help educate them, spend the time filling in the gaps that maybe you're not getting from your obstetrician, and they are the person who you are going to spend most of labor with. So you can interview any provider you want, but the truth is, if you hire an obstetrician or a midwife and you're planning on giving birth at the hospital, it's very unlikely you will spend more than half an hour total with them, though your labor could be over 24 hours long. I always kind of joke, if you want to know who you're going to spend your labor with, you probably should go interview the nursing staff at the hospital. But even though there are a lot of great nurses and staff at the hospitals, they also have shift change too. And labor may be long enough that maybe you started with one nurse and you're going to switch to another nurse. Shoot, you could actually end up switching to a third shift person depending on what happens. So the doula is the person that you can hire that you know and you've built up a relationship with, who probably will provide some sort of educational component, and they will be the ones that you will spend early labor through active labor and go to the hospital with, and hopefully be checking on you postpartum as well to help offer support with postpartum recovery, feeding the baby, general newborn care. Writing a birth plan starts with educating yourself about birth. That's why we've started this series covering all the basics of birth in the coming weeks. So if you're interested, hit subscribe and follow along.